I was Drew Hill in my bed. So yesterday I came across a video of Bill O'Reilly of Fox fame, the disgraced Fox the new Factor host, saying that he was angry with God. Now, supposedly he said that he was angry with God, and if he got to heaven, he would ask, why didn't God look out for me? Which struck me as particularly interesting because by all accounts you were a blessed man. You got to work at a network that didn't care about facts or truth or feelings, that wasn't particularly Christian, didn't care about being sympathetic or warm. It lied. It stoked racial fears, and you made a fortune off of it. You made a fortune off of it. And when that fortune is taken away because of your own misgivings, your own misdoings, you have the temerity to be angry at God. See, the problem with some people in America is that some people in America are convinced that God is not, we're not made in God's image. We have to remake him in ours. We have to make God and God, some of us make God a God that we can respect and that we can love. Some of the things we do and that Bill O'Reilly particularly advocated for, some of the social things he did, some of the tax things he did, had nothing to do with Jesus, even though you espouse Christianity. Nothing to do. There was a war on Christians. There had been a war on black people since the time we came in this country. A war on women, a war on minorities. You spewed hate. And you got caught with your head in the cookie jar, or literally the cookie. And you're mad at God. You're mad at God for your own misgiving. You did it. You did it. You made a fortune spewing hate and vitriol and disrespect. And you lauded how Christ-like you were. How Christian you were. The Christ didn't care about tax cuts. He didn't want poor people getting their food stamps cut. He didn't want tax cuts for the wealthy. He didn't want health care taken away from people. You wanted that. You created God in your image. Even when Jesus was being persecuted, when he was being crucified, he never got mad at God. He asked for forgiveness for the people that were doing it to him. Job went through the trials of Job, went through boils, losing his family, famine, sickness. Never did he get mad at God. So apparently, what some privileged white men do, the thing you have to do to get them mad at God, to make them curse God, to make them angry at God, to make them question God, is not take their wealth or their health or their family or their mind. What you have to do to some people who are so privileged to make them shout or angry at God, to question God, and to ask why God did this to them, is not any of the things you would think were so detrimental. Not your family, not your health, not your wealth, not any of the trials of Job. What you do to privileged white guys to make them question what God is doing to them and to make them angry at God is make them accountable for their actions. You make them accountable for their actions. What you reap, you shall sow. But that makes you mad at God. That's a shame, because some people in this country don't believe that we are made in God's image. They make them in theirs. That's a little note from the GED section. We got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.